Hey everyone, and welcome to the first Zero to Hero of the league with my own league starter, SRS Guardian. This league so far has been great fun, so I'm happy to make you part of my campaign progression, plus share a few tips and discoveries so far. Apologies if you heard some of these in yesterday's video, I was working on two scripts at the same time. Let's dive in. I land on the beach, load my loot filter, get Glacial Hammer plus Elemental Proliferation, and it's time to kill Hillock. I take Rolling Magma, put in the Regex from my build guide. I already got a nice rare armor with 2 blue sockets to link Rolling Magma to Elemental Prolif. And then there is Aelith.
Look to the wall ahead and know that I speak the truth.
She speaks the truth, apparently. Whenever someone tells me they speak the truth, I believe them. She gives me my first graft, which I attach to my back, allowing me to purge the walls. Immediately after, I encounter the leak mechanic, and I defend her while gaining 2 levels in the process. I like that you get a few buffs to play around with. It makes the waiting a bit more bearable. I like it even better that you already get a bunch of loot and experience in the mudflats. This stuff is pretty insane already, I can tell. A portal opens to the monastery, I take it, and there's the tree everyone has been talking about, including myself in yesterday's video. At first I'm just trying to discover what's going on here, trying to insert the womb gift, which doesn't work because first I need to allocate points. What I'm also not realizing straight away is that these trees and their points are separate from each other, so I'm pondering which tree to invest in, but that's not something to worry about. They level independently. I decide to get extra chance of linked items, and I suggest you do the same in SSF. I allocate another point, and what you will see is that the icon becomes apparent or clear, which means you have something to hatch or birth, in this case a graft. I equip it, I have no clue what it does or how it works, and I continue the campaign. I read the description of my graft, and it says it auto-targets rares and uniques. I equip a rare ring and a rare shield, and lo and behold, there is my graft, one-shotting Hillrake. I can already tell this is gonna be a fun league. I pick up Ruthless Support and Holy Flame Totem and Frostblink. I purchase SRS, which I link to Ruthless and Elemental Prolif for now, and we're off to the races. These slams also work on essence monsters, it's quite nice. And that essence I get, I use that on my 3 link, decide to do every breach I come across, and that starts to pay dividends real fast, as I get all sorts of stuff to put into the tree. The crab with 4 slamming hands is a piece of cake. I get some new boots, do more breaches, pick up a sapphire ring from the totem boss. Here is a regular breach, they also still exist. However, it's hard to stabilize them at the start. And I'm back at the tree, still manually managing womb gifts, which turns out to be unnecessary because you can also just click the icon and you'll get a list of available womb gifts. I craft a few more items, which I can recommend, because it seems the tree gives you more points to invest after you have crafted a bit as well, so using the tree also gives you passive points. I realize that there's a graft locker with affinity, it's very useful. I get melee splash as a reward and I swap Ruthless for splash. I buy added lightning damage and link that to SRS as well. I get the secret area, an upper prison for a bunch of useful flasks, pick up a heavy belt for strength, and I decide to destroy a bunch of walls before I activate the breach, which leads to way more monsters reaching Aelith. That's interesting, I'll get back to this. I get another sapphire ring, great from Reveal, and I complete the duration cluster. I hit that with a spare essence, and you can tell the womb gifts now are stored automatically in the graft locker. It's great quality of life. Fairgraves meets my 4 slamming hands. I realize I have a free identify option now, in this case at Nessa, and then I realize that the tree automatically picks items from the graft locker. I don't even have to carry those to the tree. GGG has been cooking with this mechanic, this is really good. I try another graft, providing Covered in Ash, which is a huge damage multiplier. Here you see that graft, on attack it spawns these 3 fire columns, dealing damage and covering enemies in ash. This is going to open up some extra options in late game, I feel. The tree levels up, so I path towards more linked items. For the grafts, I take rarity and +1 item level. It is time for Merville, and I'm already doing great damage, so this isn't an issue whatsoever. I have high cold res, thanks to the sapphire rings of earlier, and the crafts are doing a good job as well. Sometimes you find these green tree quest items, such as Handmouth, and if you give them to the tree or Aelith, the tree levels up. I buy a minion wand, although I can't use it yet. I already have plenty of currency from doing Breach. I get Tempest Shield and Desecrate as well. I realized that in order for me to get the most craft blood, I need to kill the breach monsters during breach, and in order to do that, I need to destroy the walls so they can get to me. So that is what I'm doing here before I start the breach. After that is done, the monsters can actually swarm in, providing you with all the rewards, should you kill them and survive, that is. Just like I said in yesterday's video, I think it's quite important to first clear the zone of walls, like I'm doing here, for that exact reason. The purple dots indicate the spawn locations of the monsters, but it's not super precise, so just make sure to clear a bunch of walls. Here you see that even better. I'm trying to make the dark purple dots light up, and I try to make sure to clear the walls so the monsters spawning can reach me. It's time for another tree crafting session. I hand over the green quest tree item, I get the linked sockets notable, I unlock the currency tree thing as well, but I won't use it much. I have need for gear, not for currency. In Act 2 though, the tree isn't super impactful yet, but soon it will be. I slam a topaz ring with an essence that gives minion movement speed. It's quite nice for summon raging spirits. I double corrupt the scepter, but I get the wrong +1. I find another secret crafting recipe, have a pretty close breach encounter, but I level up just in time, slam a random essence on a minion wand, and it is an upgrade. And back again at the tree, I keep crafting gear. Right now, as you can see, I get a bunch of random stuff, but that is about to change. I take Guardian Flesh and the body armor node, giving me a very high chance that crafted gear is a body armor, which in turn then has a high chance of rolling a lot of sockets and links. I unlock the unique tree and I get Spring Leaf. It's not bad, I decided to equip that. And then it is time for the Vile Oversoul, and together with my raging spirits and slamming hands, he is no more, and it is on to Act 3. In Act 3, I decide to take on a few Vile side areas without notable success. I take Flammability from a quest reward and buy Automation and Purity of Elements. Here is my first Blight, just one lane, so that is doable. I use an Orb of Binding I get from Breach on a white energy shield glove for a guaranteed 4-link, and it has the correct colors too. I get a new wand upgrade, these are good stats, and I travel to Act 1 to buy minion damage as the 4th link for SRS. And it shows, because here's Piety. I purchase an Animate Guardian and Ray Spectre gem, buy some minion life in Act 2 and decide to craft a few more uniques. As I am not yet getting what I want from the tree, I decide to gamble for a few 4-links. That works quite well, and after a bit of coloring, I have all the sockets I need to progress and slot in a few 4-links. I get myself a Carnage Chieftain outside the camp in Act 2 and drop an entire set of gear on the ground for my Animate Guardian to wear. I finish the last trial, complete the library quest, get my currency out of the locker, and I buy a bunch of gems like faster casting for shield charge, convocation, which brings me to a Dominus, who goes down maybe even faster than last run, despite me not even being ascended at this point. I simply have a bunch of 4-links already, boosting my DPS significantly. I upgrade a little bit of jewelry afterwards, decide to ascend, so I pick a Guardian and Radiant Crusade. The campaign is now basically over with this guy. Vol drops Sundance, which I decide to equip. 20% movement speed isn't bad. I keep doing breaches for crafts and quest items. I get myself a minion shield, deliver the quest item, take a quick peek online what type of crafts I should aim for, and apparently it is Tool who has minion crafts, so I pick Tool Curation. In the gear tree, I pick a higher chance for the gear to have intelligence requirements. I try out that tool craft and it works. This is indeed a minion craft, although it requires me to cast an offering. And then it is time to print some 5-links apparently. These are level 33 plus womb gifts, and they just all turn into 5-links with the setup that I have, which was the plan, but I didn't expect it to be this easy. And during all of this, the tree even levels up. But either way, I now have a 5-link in Act 4, and for now I decide to link minion speed to SRS because I don't even have my gems yet. I also buy Skitterballs from the library because I forgot to do that earlier. I reach Eldritch Battery, which is amazing quality of life. Here is piety damage once more. This is getting a little bit ridiculous, and I'm sure it's no surprise that Malachi also dies as soon as his invulnerability phases are over. This means I can get Unleash support, which is very big for summon raging spirits, plus a Carrion Golem, linked to Feeding Frenzy and the Elemental Army. Again, you see me clear the entire zone of walls before hitting the breach. It's been working well for me so far. SRS, by the way, is a great build for this mechanic too, with heat-seeking minions. I get an extra golem on the tree, which will be a stone golem, and then it is time for Kitava, who obviously with this amount of damage dies without any issues. For the rest of the campaign, I will focus mostly on the new league mechanic and some interesting finds if they are there, because I think you'll be able to tell that this build is doing absolutely fine. So that means I'll show you mostly tree crafting with of course a bunch of more 5-links. This new one is pretty good. It's got 3 blue sockets, 2 red sockets, that's perfect. Also it provides some armor. I get a new freezing tool graft which auto-targets chilled enemies, and that synergizes well with skitterbots. Around Act 6 I start to do enough damage to kill monsters to stabilize breaches. This is clearly a lot easier in open maps as you can just circle around and kill stuff. In the campaign it doesn't seem you spawn a unique boss, but you do spawn a bunch of rares which give decent craft blood. I also get a divine from a breach, which is very welcome. The tree gets more passive points. I decided with the uniques to maximize chance for Foulborn uniques because I just think that is fun. I take reduced chance of mana modifiers as I am Eldritch Battery, and you're just printing 5-links at this point. It is insane for SSF. I get my first Foulborn unique as well, it's pretty cool. This one doesn't seem very good, but still, it is a start. I get a Victorio shield, that's nice for the animated Guardian. I also take reduced attack modifiers as I won't need that on gear. I think I'm not gonna craft minion ones using this method anyway. Plus I get more Foulborn chance. At this point I'm getting 6 sockets, which means it's only a matter of time before it hits a 6th link. For Betrayal, I'm not gonna set up a specific board, I decided, at least for now. I will just run as many safe houses as possible, as I need to get to Katarina. I also take on a bit of heist already, unlocking a few rogues, that sort of thing. It's gonna help, I'm sure of it. And before taking on Kitava, one more time, I do 2 labs. First taking Unwavering Crusade for the 3 elemental damage auras, and finally getting Bastion of Hope for the block chance. Then it is Kitava time, no issues, once more. And by the way, I haven't died in the campaign at all. So far it is hardcore viable, apparently. And also I think it is safe to say that so far Breach 2.0 has been tuned quite well. There aren't any crazy difficult overtuned monsters, so I very much appreciate what GGG has been doing with this new league mechanic. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you at the end of the video a small character overview. I don't think the passives have anything to write home about because I am literally following my own guide, so this should all be very familiar to you. And the same is true pretty much for the skills and whatnot, but I think at least the gear could be a little bit interesting. So out of the campaign I am level 74, I am way over leveled. But that is because I'm doing every single breach. I got about 3000 life, which is not too bad. Defenses, yeah, I still have to fix my fire res and ideally get a little bit of chaos res somewhere. But otherwise it is not too bad. Block attacks 44, block spell 37. If I, however, use a skill like this and I summon my Raging Spirits, it will go up to 69, 67. I am completely ailment immune because of Purity of Elements, leading me to my current gear overview. So let me just quickly go through this so you have a bit of an idea where I stand. Starting with the wand, which I haven't put a trigger craft on yet or colored it or anything like that. That will be the next step. But this is the wand that I'm currently using, just minion damage on there, nothing else really. The helmet, it's a bit of life, bit of res, no extra minion levels yet, haven't found that. The shield is a bit of minion stats, but not much. I crafted dexterity because I sorely need dexterity. Amulet, also dexterity for the most part, doesn't even have life. The chest, it's a pretty good chest. This is from the tree crafting, so it's a 5-link, a lot of armor, a lot of resistances, and a bit of intelligence, which is not a bad stat either to have for me. A ring, not too bad either, some res, some chaos res, a bit of life. And this one, it's okay, right? Some resistances, some life. A 4-linked gloves with, again, some resistances but no life. The belt is pretty decent, bit of life, it's a leather belt, some strength, a bit of chaos res, not too bad. And then I'm still rocking the Sundance clasped boots, which, you know, it's not a bad boot. I mean, it's got some rarity, it's got some fire res, some movement speed. You know, at the end of the day, that's fine. I don't even have bleeding immunity, so that's not great. And while I do have all my flasks, there is no currency on these things yet, so I haven't really crafted anything yet. I will though, but yeah, this is how I ended the campaign. Last but not least, this is my current craft. This is something that has a level 14 falling crystals. I think I can upgrade that a little bit if I want to. But what this thing does is it fires mortars up to 4 additional chilled or frozen enemies in range. And my skitterbots, which are running around here somewhere, one of those guys chills enemies. So that means that this is constantly triggering. The cooldown is 0.7 seconds, so I am shield charging through a packs of monsters, and those are all chilled because of skitterbots, and this thing just keeps firing away. And for now, this was just a small overview. This is all I wanted to show.